So we got this interesting comment on YouTube. They were asking us to discuss the differences between tennis and paddle. And
To be serious now, of course, it helps that you come from tennis. It depends also how good you used to play tennis. Yeah. And then I think paddle is compared to tennis many times, wrongly, but it is compared because a lot of the paddle players, and I would say most of the old generation, has been a transition from tennis to paddle, just like I'm actually belonging to that generation where, I was too old for tennis already, but then I discovered paddle, and for paddle, I actually was able to play for the national team. I mean, last summer I still was able to play with players that are top 100 in the world, and that's unthinkable in tennis. Like I cannot say at my 30 years old, oh, no, I think I'm gonna go pro in tennis. No fucking way, it's impossible. Yeah, but paddle still allows that. It's changing more and more. Like now, it's pretty much full of professionals and people that have to play full time in order to even have a chance to make it in the main draws and all that. The competition is crazy, and also tennis. You have players from every country in the world basically. And I mean, if you decrease your level this much, there are tons of guys trying to steal your ranking. So paddle, I think, is going in that direction. I hope it will go as big. But I think paddle as a sport is not only in the recreational level, but also in the professional level. Is a sport that is beautiful. It's a lot of fun. I think for me that I have played both at a high standard. I always describe it very simple. I said, I don't recall ever smiling and having a good time when playing tennis. I mean, of course, you enjoy victory and you enjoy winning trophies and qualifying for a big tournament and stuff. But I don't really recall having fun while playing.
Like
you understand?
Your ass off
yeah, like in paddle, actually, is the opposite. There is no one situation, no one day where I don't laugh about someone that did something funny with the walls, or somebody that got confused with how he read the ball in the corner, or just some crazy situations. Maybe also because of the dimensions of the court that are so small. You are quite close to the opponents. When in tennis, it's like it's so lonely. I mean, the other guy is so far, and you are in this massive court, like arena. I mean, it's just a very lonely and frustrating sport. I guess
to me, if I've learned to like tennis once we've now watched it, but still, like, it is quite boring to watch. Like, I'm sorry to hurt anyone. Probably I will at this point, but seriously, like the ball just goes back and forward, and half of the time it's just serve and return.
It is funny that when I used to coach tennis, I could not watch a game of two recreational players or bad players. Impossible. No way. Like, I could watch one game as in one service game, and that was it. Like, I can't. It's boring. My focus wasn't there. But then it's funny that in paddle, if I watch a match that is even, like, it doesn't matter, even fifth category, sixth category, as long as they are even and they have some rallies, I find it super fun. So, of course, watching pros is also amazing, but there is something about this game that is so magical.
And what about if we compare the physical side of paddle and tennis? Like, paddle is more back and forward, tennis is more from side to side.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you play it at a good standard, at a good level, both sports are very demanding. And this is where the sport is becoming more and more professional. I mean, players like LeBron, like Galan, like Tapia, like Garrido. I mean, now you don't see, guys that are overweight. Maybe, you don't see more Gordo Gutierrez. Tolito is a bit of an exception, but also, he's not top.
No.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that, paddle is becoming very professional. The prize money is also, becoming quite solid. 10 years ago, if somebody would say, hey, I want to go professional, I would be so worried. I would be like, shit, man. I mean, what are you going to make? 500 euros if you win a tournament. And then you have the expenses for 7 days and hotel and this and that. So it's very nice to see that paddle is becoming actually a career, a career option for many, not only as a player, but also as a coach.
No,
You know?
that allows athletes to grow. So you don't have to be
Yes.
anymore a coach athlete. You can just devote your life to actually playing.
Yeah,
That's what you want to do.
I think, for example, something I would like to see happening is in tennis. You have so many academies over the world where, you know, real academies where players go and live there and do their studies there, and also they train, they eat, they have a physio, they have a nutriologist, they have a psychologist, they have coaching, they have everything. In padel, I think that's not happening yet. It will. Also, I have it's educating also the customers. You know, in tennis, any parent that expects to put his son or daughter in this academy understands that it's gonna cost him 2,000 euros a month.
Yeah.
But in padel, they are very demanding.
Yes.
But they want to pay 200 euros a month. Yes. It's not connected.
Yes.
But to me, this is where padel needs to become more professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess it's going in that direction, and it's exciting to see that. But yeah, back to the question. I think I have a very good phrase to finish this video. That is, the more you understand padel, the more you realize that it has absolutely nothing to do with tennis. No with the swing, no with technique, no with footwork, no with the tactics, no with decision making. I mean, you know, so I always joke with some customers when I ask them a little bit about their background, and, you know, when they say, I used to play football, I get happy. I'm like, oh, okay, you must have good footwork, similar to paddle. Oh, I used to be in martial arts. Good, similar stance, you know, short and sharp motions. Yeah. Basketball, very similar, very connected to sideways and moving. Tennis, they say it so proudly. Oh, I used to play tennis. And honestly, I don't get excited. I'm like, oh, fuck. A guy hitting like this, looping, a guy trying to hit topspin all the time, a guy trying to always charge forward with the body, a guy trying to hit on the rise instead of making time. I mean, it's just, for me, it's not so exciting to have a guy that plays tennis. Then, of course, if you have played tennis at a very good standard, or you have good volleys and all that, the transition that you will do to paddle, if you put the effort and you are okay doing your homework, as in developing your walls, and playing with the glass, understanding that, yes, exactly. Then the transition is fantastic. The transition can save you many years. Tennis, yeah, does help, but it's a very, very different sport. So yeah, but maybe you think differently. Let us know.